This podcast is brought to you in part by Blankwell, the #1 weighted blanket in the world. For a limited time only, use code WENDY30 for 30% off all orders. I am the luckiest girl in the planet right now. I have a surprise guest. I'm so excited. I have chills. My heart's beating. He starred in television's most treasured and long-running series, Taxi, Who's the Boss, and his show, The Good Cop, on Netflix. I can't believe it. Welcome to my show, Tony Danza. Thank you.
Hello, Wendy. No, please, thank you.
My heart's beating fast.
I'm telling you, what? I got to tell you something. Every time I hear that theme from Taxi, it was by Bob James, I just get so, hold on a second, I got the stupid TV on. I get so, I don't know, it has an effect on me. It was unbelievable when it came on. I didn't expect to hear it, so it surprised me.
Oh, well, you surprised me. You made my day. You made my weekend.
Oh, well, it's my pleasure. It's my pleasure.
I just want to hang out with you all day. I can't believe you're a grandpa.
Yeah, I know. It's wonderful. Let me tell you. It's the only thing that's wrong with it. You know what's terrible about it? It's not terrible. You watch your son. To watch your son father his sons. It's so profound. Especially because he's so much better at it than I was. And so, it just, I said to him one day, I said, Mark, because I was a young father, I said, you know the difference between you and me as a father is? I can tell you the truth, when you see how you take your kids to play baseball? I used to take you to watch me play baseball. And then at the end of the game, I'd say, how'd I do? I mean, this is so crazy to watch him. It's magnificent. It's wonderful.
Oh, I bet it is.
And
wait, back. We got to take it back a little bit. Does people realize that you were actually a boxer turned actor? And I still see you as a boxer. Like just your voice, the way you talk, like boxing?
I just boxed 3 rounds just a little while ago.
You still do it?
I did. I got to stop doing it, but I did. Yeah, so I got to stop doing it. I really do have to stop doing it.
Did you love it?
We don't kill each other, but even so, boxing's like swimming in a way. You know why? Because when you go swimming, you get wet.
Yes.
Well, when you box, you get hit. There's no getting around it. It's like, oh God. So there's some of that. So, but yeah, I love it. I still do it. I still hit bags. I still do all of that. And I train because, when you're a fighter, you always think the other guy's training. So, and he's going to beat you up when you get to the, you know what I mean? He's going to be in better shape than you. So, I don't know. I've been motivated all my life when it comes to that.
But that's good. It keeps you healthy.
It sure does.
It keeps you healthy.
But just in general, I think you have to stay active. Like, where I'm going? You know what I'm doing? I'm going to leave in a minute. I'm going to my tap class. I got a tap class on 72nd Street. So I got to walk to 72nd Street. And then
everyone's going to be at 72nd Street right now if they heard that. They're all going to be bombarding you. I want to tap dance with you. Oh, my gosh.
I'm dancing with Hal Shane. Hal Shane was one of the original Rhythm Kings. Oh. And it's really fun. Because he does a lot of this stuff that the old-time tap dancers did, the Honey Coles and the Jimmy Slides and the Pat Ricos, It's really fun. It's really like a different kind of style of tap.
I bet it is.
I have just the most wonderful music director. His name is John Otto. He was Rosemary Clooney's musical director. So I'm very lucky to have him. He's not only given us some great arrangements, but he's made me better. And so that we have that. And we played all sorts of incredible performing arts centers in the Midwest that were built in the 20s. And pretty soon we're going to have to say the 1920s because we're going to have our own 20s soon. But and then we were in Canada and we played like state of the art, a couple of years old. It was good. So it's been so much fun to go around and do that. And one of the things, Wendy, to do this kind of a show, you have to go out and do it. You can't learn it in a book or in a class. You have to go out and do it and experience what it feels like and how to be comfortable with it and how to be able to make the connection with the audience. And in order to do that, not only does it take time, but you have to be in all these varied, these varied venues. Like one night you're singing in the Ridgefield Playhouse, the next night you're singing a ballad as the roller coaster goes by.
Oh, God.
And so but those experiences is what turn you into a professional at it. And so then we have stories from my professional and personal life that are sort of weaved into the songs to evoke a certain emotion and make a connection with the audience. I tap, and then I bring out, you ready?
Yes.
My secret weapon. My ukulele. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. My ukulele. It's. Let me tell you, it's unbelievable. What I do with it is not what everybody else does with the ukulele. That's the key. You're
more charming than I ever thought you were. Okay, so Tony, you and me, we have to talk about Taxi and Who's the Boss. Okay, some of the most treasured shows on television ever. What was it like?
Yeah, well,
gosh,
I feel really, really fortunate. I mean, you have to understand that Hollywood is set up sort of to give people breaks, because they're cheaper, they're younger, they're whatever. But very rarely do you get a break like Taxi. And and not only for the obvious reasons of success and everything. The other reasons was, I got a program here in the city called PAL, the Police Athletic League Acting Program. It's a teen acting program. So youth development through performance. Because when you perform and you have to adhere to certain things, like you have to listen, you have to stand up straight, you got to open your, you got to be there, you got to let your guard down, be part of something bigger than yourself. Those kind of things are the things we do in life.
Right.
And so I really, not only that, but I was surrounded by this wonderful group of people from Danny, Judd, Jeff Conaway, and Mary Lou, and Chris, and then in Who's the Boss, the same kind of thing. But you develop through that performance. And especially in Taxi, for me, remember, could you imagine what they felt? I can't imagine they welcomed me. Imagine if me, right now, they would have called me. I'll tell you, the Good Cop, they told me Josh Groban. I said, I never saw him act. What are you talking about? So imagine them. They got the greatest show. They get the greatest writers. They get the best time slot on TV. Oh, there's this fighter in New York. He's never acted before. We're going to put him in the show. How would I react? But they welcomed me, and they let me thrive. They let me get better at it because it really was like being in school. Remember, not only did you have the actors, but you had Jim Brooks and Jim Burrows and Stan Daniels and all these incredible Harvey Miller, all these incredible writers there. Comedy school,
Where you must have been pinching yourself.
I was, and I was thrilled. I mean, and I just want you to know. So imagine, you're in your 20s, you're a bum fighter from New York. All of a sudden, you're on the best show on TV, and you're in Hollywood. It was crazy.
You couldn't write it. You couldn't write it any better, right? You couldn't wish it any better.
It was really a break for the good guys. It really was.
What does your son say about that?
Well, he was on the set, and he's in 2 episodes of Taxi.
Oh, really?
He's in 2. Yes, he plays. There's a show where I'm going to be walking because I got to make my lesson. So,
You got to go. You got to go walk. Okay.
Yeah, but you hear me. You can hear me.
I'm coming with you to tap. I can't believe
taking me with you.
Oh my gosh!
I'm getting in the elevator in my building.
It's our first date.
So anyway, my son plays Brian. He plays this little kid. He did 2 shows. The first show he did, he's in a wheelchair, and I have to fight this champion, and it's his hero. He wrote the guy, and the guy came out of retirement because he's so inspired by this handicapped kid. And of course he chooses me as his opponent. And so now, if I win this fight, I end up, of course, the only fight I ever win is I beat this guy and break this little kid's heart. He says a great line in there. Can you hear me, Wendy?
Yeah, I can hear you in the elevator.
Yeah.
We're going to tap.
I'm in an elevator, yeah.
Yeah, I got you.
He says at one point, he says, you beat my fighter. He says, now, what did he say? You beat my fighter. You know how hard it is to get a fighter to come to the hospital? We keep getting singers. And then he did another show where I actually adopt him, where Tony Banta adopts a kid.
Wow.
Hi, boys. Hello, boys. The guys in the lobby. All right. Hey, thank you.
Say hey
Thank
from
you.
What's Up with Wendy.
Hey, boys, you got to see the decorating for Halloween. It's incredible.
It is.
I'll see you later. Yeah.
They must love you. Everybody, when you walk down the street, what do they say to you?
Lon, what's happening, Wally? I will, babe. You didn't even know I'm going tap dancing, Wendy. How about that?
You and I, we're going on our first dance. I can't believe it.
Yeah, so look where we are. Let me tell you where we are. We're on the corner of 67th and Columbus in Manhattan. And we're walking uptown on the north side of the street. And let's see.
God, I miss
it's
the city.
It's a really beautiful neighborhood. It really is a great neighborhood. I've been here a long time. You hear it? Don't you love the city?
I love it. The city that never sleeps.
Oh, I love it. I can't imagine living anywhere else. I talk about it in the show. I talk about my love of this crazy city in the show.
Well, when I move back to this city one day, I'm going to move near you.
Well, thank you.
That's going to happen. Tony, you are my favorite person.
Well, I appreciate the time, and I hope I see you out there.
Thank you so much, Tony. Enjoy your dance.
I'm going to tell Hal Shane that you said hi.
Tell him I said hi. We don't have to hang up. I can stay with you. We can still be together.
Stay with me then. I'm only walking. I'm good. You're be there by 12.
Okay, as long
I'm
as
going to Ripley Greer Studios on 72nd Street, and I'm crossing 69th Street. Now I've walked 2 blocks. And we're going to pass one of my favorite restaurants in a minute. The Cease, a little French place.
Oh.
Nice in summer, and the fall and the spring you can sit outside. A lot of construction in New York.
I know.
It's the bane of our existence.
Yeah, what's going on there?
That's a good question. We should ask Mayor de Blasio.
We should.
We should ask him what's going on here. No, it's just, you know what it is? I'm not the only one who loves New York. A lot of people want to live here. And unfortunately, there's a big problem, like a lot in the country, is the inequality.
Right.
Where, you have people buying $50 million apartments and 100,000 kids. Over 100,000 kids in New York City are in shelters.
Oh, wow.
100,000 students, like kids that go to school and then end up back in the shelter. So it's tough. It's a tough, on the one hand, you feel very fortunate to be here. On the other hand, you wonder about why it's, we allow it to get to this point.
Yeah, it's amazing.
But that's just, hey, look, I'm in that mood today.
Yeah, you're in that mood. Listen, it's all good. It's all good. Tony,
you know what I get to do, Wendy?
What do you get to do?
The thing I like to do most, I think, in my life, the thing I like to do most is to sing. I know it's crazy, but that's it.
Oh, wow.
I mean, I love to dance, I love to sing, but geez, I love to sing.
You can sing to me going out if you want. I wish my show was longer because I would continue to talk to you.
I wish I had my uke with me. I'd lay a tune on you. I'd lay a tune on you, sure.
Tony, I can't tell you. Thank you so much for surprising me today. You made my day.
Honey, it's my pleasure. I'm glad we got together.
Hey, listen, if you're in Greenwich, come co-host with me anytime.
I would love that. You know what? Who knows? I'm up there. Maybe they'll have it. I'll try. I'll make sure that Stephen knows. He's listening on the phone.
Okay, Stephen, connect us, please, so Tony can come co-host with me.
Sure thing.
Okay. Thank you, guys. This was awesome. Tony, you made my day. I'm serious.
Okay. And Wendy, guess what?
What?
I'm at 72nd Street right now.
Perfect.
I made it. Perfect timing. Okay, babe.
Okay, thanks for taking us with you. You too, Tony. Thanks. Well, the weighted blanket that hugs you to sleep. The weight of the blanket over your body releases melatonin and serotonin, allowing you to relax and fall asleep faster. It's great for new moms, teenagers, or just about anyone who is looking for a better sleep. Go to blankwell.com, use my code Wendy30 for for 30% off.